Today I have for you a huge art haul from the last few months that I have been saving up because I haven't had any time to draw. It's in this big old box and there's a bunch of stuff in here. So there's a whole bunch of pencils and pens and markers. We have like some miscellaneous surprise. I forgot what's in there. I'm very excited because there's also some things that I've been wanting to try for ages that I treated myself to, like this little guy. And we even have some books. And I'm also super excited to try some handmade paints that I got. These little guys in here. And of course, what art haul would be complete without a little bit of neon? So there's a whole bunch of stuff to get through. I have been saving it up. Just honestly, I just have not had any time. If you guys have been following me online or on Instagram, I have not had any time to do any like proper art for myself. I've been working on different projects and things. I don't want to blame it on other people, but I have visited some friends this year and they have visited me, and it does seem that when I'm with other people I do get more spendy and I treat myself more often. So I've been to London. I went to London for like a weekend. I had a few friends that came up to visit and we took them to different places, took them to like different shops and like the art gallery and stuff. I had a Jackson's art haul because I had to replace some pencils and I treated myself while I was there. And you know, all these little bits add up into this big art haul. So I'm going to call this the last art haul. I don't know if that's going to be forever. Probably not. I mean, this is me we're talking about. Or if it's just going to be for this year. I've said this before that I'm going to try and stop buying art materials, but it's honestly my only weakness. It's the one thing that I buy, that I spend money on, that brings me a lot of joy. And I love it. So I probably am not going to stop. Can't stop, won't stop. But I think we'll have a break for a little bit. So this is the last art haul of 2024. Let's dive in and look at all the stuff we got. We're going to do a quick overview first, and then we'll start looking at swatching some of the actual materials out, because I do have some miscellaneous. Let's start with the sketchbooks. So this sketchbook here is something I would not normally ever buy because it's spiral bound, which I'm not a big fan of, but I love the cover of it. I don't know, maybe I can take the sticker off, I'm not sure. But this was from Choose and Keeping and it was on sale. It was really affordable. And it's got lovely paper inside. It's like textured on one side and then smooth on the other. So I think you're just meant to sketch on this side, which explains the spiral bound, because resting your hand on the spiral is just so annoying. It's kind of a skinny book, not too many pages. So I thought we could use this for a special project. I think maybe it was off because it's kind of got like a bend here. It looks like someone's bent the cover, but I don't mind. I mean, you guys have seen my sketchbooks. I wreck them. This one was from the London Graphic Centre, and there's nothing special about this apart from it's neon yellow. It's just an A4 sketchbook. It would just be good for sketching, maybe doing some character designs or sketching out thumbnails for books, things like that. So I think this is definitely going to be a good little project sketchbook, and I love neon. I can't get away from neon. It's my favourite right now. So this is the Nova Trio by Stillman and Byrne, and I've been wanting this one for a while. I think I got it on Jackson's the other day when I was just buying a few little bits, and I got this one because my friend Artie's been using it a lot in some drawing sessions and it looks really interesting. It basically has grey paper, black paper, and tan paper. I've never drawn on, maybe I've drawn on tan paper. I definitely haven't drawn on black paper, and I haven't drawn on grey paper. And when I've seen Artie use this, the colours pop so much against these like different colours. So I just wanted to give that a go. I'm not sure when I'm going to use this, but I'll just add it to the collection and get around to it someday. I have about 4 sketchbooks already on the go. More than that actually, so I need to get through those first. I also got this one. I think this is from, oh yeah, Cass Art. It says on the front there. Don't ask me why I bought this. Again, I was on a bit of a spending spree when I went to London, and it's all handmade. It's handmade watercolour paper, and I think I just really liked the look of it, like how rough it looked. It looks really nice. I used to use the Caddy watercolour paper, but it's got like a hard cover and it never really opened flat. This one looks like it would open flat, and I just really loved the texture of it. You know, I think this would be a good book for a project like Folktale Week or for Peachtober or Inktober, something that you can kind of collect all the nice final images into this little book, and it's almost like a little book for yourself because it doesn't have too many pages. Oh, handmade paper from Caddy, so it is Caddy paper. This paper is made from recycled cotton rag, ink, watercolour and alt media. So it is the Caddy paper, which I've used and it is nice. But yeah, the Caddy books, the hardback books, I wasn't really a fan of. So it'd be nice to try this one. And the last little book I got was this little one, which was from the London Graphic Centre. It's just a little notebook. And I thought it was really cute because, which is like this chicken wire pattern. No idea what I'll use it for. Probably just for taking notes, or maybe making it into like a little... Maybe I'll take notes with it and then make it into like a little journal, like a scrap journal or something afterwards. So those are the books. Now let's move on to actual books and kind of, I don't know what you'd call this, maybe like gift section. I got this book when Sadem came to visit me. I'd actually seen this book about 6 months ago, but I didn't buy it then. And I saw it again and I still wanted it. So I thought I would give it a go. I got super into ink at the start of the year. If anyone remembers from my early videos at the start of the year, I got really into ink and I still really enjoy it. I'd like to try more. And this has a lot of different kind of effects and stuff. Really cool ideas to try. And it's just quite inspiring, all the different imagery. So there's that one there, Ink, Do More Art. This one I got from the same shop. I love birds, you guys know that. And this is the Book of the Raven. I really love crows, corvids, you know, ravens, rooks. This one here is really cool. So basically it's all about ravens in art and literature, I think. It's really inspiring to see all the different ways that they've been drawn over time. I think they're a really beautiful bird. So I got that one. I haven't even read this one yet. I need to, it's been on my like to read list. And then the last one I got was this one here, Make Everyday Creative, which I can't remember where I got this from. I thought this would be a really fun book to pick ideas for videos. So there's just lots of kind of different ideas in here. So drawing shells. I mean, none of it's really super new, but I don't know, sometimes these kind of books, it's not even to kind of pick something and do it. It's almost to get inspiration for different things, like thinking outside the box a little bit. Have a look through. Maybe we can use this for some video ideas next year. I also got this matching game, watercolour swatches, mainly because they were so beautiful. They're based on a book. These 25 pairs of colourful watercolour swatches were inspired by a vintage book written and illustrated in 1692 about mixing watercolours. And the idea is that you're meant to, I guess, put them face down and then, you know, match them as a game. But just to look at, just to get some colour inspiration. Like imagine if we had all of these here and then we said, let's do like a limited colour challenge and we just pick 2 of them. These 2 here, let's just say for example. And then would have to do, well, that would be a very dark painting. Maybe we'd have to do a 3rd one. Okay, 3 colours. I don't know, it could be kind of fun, or like, there could be something there that I thought. I always buy stuff with the hope of doing something with it later. If I do that thing or not is an entirely different matter, but the intention is always there. This one isn't anything to do with art. I saw this when we were out. It's just a little Enderman keychain. I thought I could put it on a pencil case because I really love Minecraft, guys, a lot. And then the last 2 is just a couple of little postcards. We went to one of the exhibits in Reg Ed, and there was a guy there, a photographer, who was doing kind of like a special exhibit on Herdwick sheep. And I really loved, the sheep is cute, but I actually really loved this side more. This is, I think it's Tarn House. Some of you may know that my boyfriend Martin is also a photographer, and when we were there, I kept saying to him, I like your photos better. I like your photos better. But this one here, I actually just really love. I don't think it matters. I think you can like different artists and different photographers. It's fine. There was also this exhibit here by Libby. Edmondson, and she unfortunately passed away, I think in 2022. I'd never seen her work before, but oh my gosh, it was gorgeous. And this isn't the print that I wanted. The print that I wanted didn't come as a card, it just came as a print, and they were very, very expensive, so I just couldn't afford it at the time. But I just wanted to get something to kind of remember, so I'm going to pop this up on my wall later. And now we're moving into like studio miscellaneous. Got this random brush from Casa. I have no idea what this brush can be used for. It almost reminds me of something that a guys would use to like shave their beards, but I really want to try and use it. I think that it could be really fun, like stubbly, and give you lots of texture. I got this tape just for my bullet journal. It just says to do in it, which I haven't used yet, but maybe I'll use it next year when I start a new bullet journal. And then I got this cute little jar, which I don't know what I can put in it. I was thinking maybe tiny pencils, but I just love having little trinkets and things around me in my art room, just to kind of liven up the space, because all the walls are white. No art sticks to the wall because it's textured wallpaper, and I really don't know, I don't have much decoration in here whatsoever. So I got this cute little thing. Let's see if I can find a tiny pencil to put in it. I found these tiny pencils, so I don't think any more would fit in there, but I don't know, I just think that's really nice. I'm going to pop it over here next to my duck, my two ducks. Perfect. Next we have a couple of palettes. This one here is one that maybe you've seen before. I will maybe fill it up in this video so we can see it in action, but it's like a little palette that I guess you could take out with you or have in your studio, just a mini palette, and it apparently keeps the paint really wet because it's got this suction, you know. I also really want to fill out this, which I got from a National Trust place when I went there with my friend Mandy a couple of weeks ago. And it's just this tiny little tin. I thought it was so beautiful, and I thought you could have the miniest little palette in there. So you can either put in 3, like this. But I figured why not turn them around, and then you could have 4. So you could have 3 and maybe a white or something. But I think I got this from Tiger. Flying Tiger. It's another tiny little palette. How cute is it? I don't really use palettes much. I'm really bad with mix and paint and things. I normally just mix on the paper, but I just really loved how tiny this and cute this was. I honestly don't know how usable it's going to be, because I use big paintbrushes and I'm going to make a mess with this, but I mean, it was like £2-3, so I got some water brushes also from Tiger, because you can never have too many water brushes. And I got this really cool, where's this from? Oh yes, this is from the London Graphic Centre, and it looks like paper, and I've already got it dirty on the sides here from being in that box for ages. Comes with a lovely, delicious, oh no, do not eat. Okay, don't eat that, even though it does look delicious. Comes with a zip as well. And it opens up. You can probably fit a lot of stuff in there. I don't know how practical it is because it is quite stiff. Like, you wouldn't be able to really look, I don't know. We'll have to give that a good test out later. But I just love the feel of it, and it's made from paper, and I just thought it was really cool. So that's just a little pencil case. And that is all of the kind of non-material stuff. And then we're going to look at all these materials. We're going to go through and swatch them all out together. So I'm going to tidy the desk up, and we'll just focus on the art materials. I do want to say it is the next night, so the light isn't the best, but unfortunately it's winter now. So here we go. Let's look at some pencils first. So I got some replacements for my luminance pencils, and I also got 5 new pencils that I haven't had before. Although saying that, I feel like hibiscus pink I have had, but maybe I haven't. Maybe I'm thinking of a different one. There's a lot of similar colours. I don't have them here. You know, I don't think I have this one. I think I have a pink that's a little more on the pink side. And I am just going to be popping all of these into my sketchbook. I'm not doing swatch cards or anything. I'm just going to like put them all onto the sketchbook and kind of see what they're all like together. And I'm just going to have a play. I'm not going to like, I think I'm just going to like smush them around the page a bit. So this one is French Grey 10. I wanted a nice new grey. This is a nice warm one. I like that. And this here is very similar to another one I have. This one is light malachite green. It's close to that kind of aqua-y colour. Primrose. It's got an E in it. Looks like a yellow white. It's quite nice. I think this colour palette on its own is actually just a nice colour palette. And then last one is pink white. It's not lying. It's pink white. That's a really nice colour palette, isn't it? Quite like that. So I got some Light Fast. These are actually the pencils that I picked up when I went to Derwent. I went up to Derwent Pencil Museum with Sedem. So I don't know much about the Light Fast pencils. I haven't used them much. But just after using... Yeah, just after using those guys, the Caran d'Ache Luminance, these feel a lot softer. Should probably be telling you the name, shouldn't I? This yellow one is Mustard, which I love. I love a good mustard. And then this black one's Mars Black. Then we have a warm grey, and all of the ends of the pencils are sticky because of the stupid labels that they put on. I must have taken them off. This warm grey is very similar to that grey, isn't it? I've been feeling it like greys lately just because of the weather. It's been very grey where I am. That one is Ocean Blue. They go over each other quite nicely, actually. Then we got a Dark Honey, which is a lovely colour. Lovely name too. Look at that. Very autumny. Seeing how they go over the Caran d'Ache. Actually, I'd be interested to see how the Caran d'Ache Luminance go over them. Well, they do. That's nice. They don't really blend, but kind of smush it around. Then we have a purple, which if you guys know anything about me, you know that I don't really go for purples much. But this is Wild Lavender. And I think I can make an exception for lavender. Yeah, these feel a lot nicer. Oh, I probably should say I'm also using my Etch a Sketchbook right now. I'm using that this month. It's almost halfway through the month, so I'll probably be using it next month too. Sepia is the last one. I have a very earthy palette here. It's nice, I like it. I definitely want to give these Light Fast pencils more of a go, like with mixed media. I think that's really the only way that you can figure out if you like a material or not, is by using it in a drawing rather than just swatching it out. So I'm going to have to use these more. I know that the reason people like them, well, one of the reasons people like them is because they're light fast, which obviously is a big plus. They do feel a lot smoother than the Luminance. The reason I love the Luminance pencils so much is because they have so many beautiful colours, and a lot of the colours are really lovely. And I just don't know if the Light Fast or other similar pencils would have all of the colours. That's something to look into. Alright, let's move on. The pencils. These guys, I only have 3 of them. I feel like these 2 greens are the same. They're not though. I don't know if I picked them up at different times. I honestly can't remember. I think I must have picked a couple of them up in London. So we have the Albic Drawer, Faber-Castell Albic Drawer. And I do have a few more of these, but I don't have them on me right now. They're in a pencil pot behind me. And these guys are water soluble. They're super soft to use, it seems. They feel super soft. Maybe I can zoom a bit. So yeah, they're super soft. You can see the paper texture coming through there, which is really nice. And oh, I should show you the colours. I'm really bad at doing art haul videos like most people are. So this one is Coral. I mean, a lot of people are better than me, is what I meant to say. They know about the materials, they know all the terminology, they know the colours, they swatch things really nicely. I just kind of go for it. Alright, this is the Chromium Green Opaque. So 2 different greens there. I much prefer this second one. I love an earthy colour. And these are water soluble. So let's see what they're like. This paper too is really nice for wet media. It's nice. And then let's see how they're like going into the water. I never know what to do, what to draw over the top when I like test out going into the water. Oh, that's so nice. Okay, I'm going to dip it into the water now, so it's dipped in. Yeah, it's really nice. I do like that colour. This colour is beautiful, isn't it? This one here. Coral. That's a lovely colour. Okay, we're going to move right on ahead with the Inktense pencils. So I have quite a lot of Inktense pencils. I have really been enjoying using them. I love using them over paint. I like just drawing a little bit like this. And then a tiny bit of water. Normally it's from like a water brush, so it wouldn't be this much water. And then I actually have been smudging them with my fingers to get like a texture. So I've really been enjoying using them. They are super intense. It's in the name, guys. But they're really nice when they're used kind of over the tops of things or sparingly, I find. So that one is Chinese ink. So I'm guessing it's going to be a very dark black. I'll do the water after. This one is mint green, which is really nice. I like that colour. And then we have a red oxide, which is kind of similar to this one up here. Then we got a deep rose. Oh, I'm not sure about this one. This isn't like a colour that I normally would go for. See how it mixes on top of things. Oh, and paprika. Okay, just the name alone, I'm enjoying. I love that name. That's nice. Like a nice, I was going to say like a fiery red. And the last one I got was mid vermilion, which is also nice. Right, let's see how they mix. I never know how much water to use. Normally when I'm doing stuff with water, I always tend to do way too much. Just completely flood the page. This is the Chinese ink. See, I think this is the problem with swatching. Most of the time you can only kind of see things on their own. But I used to like doing that. But I find that I never actually look at my swatches anymore. I kind of just learn what colours I like just by using them. This one is the paprika. That's so nice. And then that was the, I forgot what that one was. Red oxide, this one here. Which when it's, did I say that I didn't like this colour? When it's wet, I really like it. That's really cool. Nice. Look how dark this black is. I personally wouldn't choose this as a combo. Like this mint green and this purple. Oh, no. Maybe this though. This is quite nice. I'm going to stay with the water soluble stuff just for a little bit. So the next couple of bits I have are the Derwent Inktense blocks. So these are like the pencils, but block form. So like, I'm just dipping it into my water over here. Yeah, you can kind of draw with it like this. And then you can use your paintbrush after, or your finger. Which is what I've been doing a lot, because when I'm finding that I'm out doing like plein air stuff, I find it just nicer to smudge. But actually, I don't know if you can see that there is kind of difficult to get rid of the mark underneath the smudge. See there? Some people like that. Do you guys like that? Having the mark there underneath the line. I'm not a huge fan of it, I don't think. Also, I cannot tell you the names of these because I don't have them on the stick. They do have names, I just don't know what this is. I think it says 0530. but it's basically a burgundy color. And then we have like a black. I have no idea why I got these colors. I think I needed to buy, I can't remember. I think it was one of those things where I needed to buy something and I just thought I'd just grab a couple of these. It happened to me the other day. I was in the art shop and I just needed to buy a couple of palettes to go into that little tin I was showing you. This one here. And they were like 90p each or 45p each or something. And I only had a card. So I was in a little independent art shop and they were like, oh, this is not really much for a card. So, which I don't know legally if they're allowed to do that anymore. But I was like, oh, no, not a worry. Like, you don't have to tempt me too much. I'll go choose something else. And that's when I ended up buying some of those Intense pencils. Okay, so again, I have no idea what these Intense colors are. The brown one was they're so hard to read. I don't know if you can see that. They're like printed on the end here. 1900, good year. And then this one just says 2006. I think, I'm not sure. And I dipped this in all the way in. I wonder if that's gonna dry. And then you can probably also use them like this. Like rub it against it. That's why I have the big Intense Graphitint blocks, which I'm very excited to try in a second. Let's move back to pencils. I do have some more painty stuff, but I'm going to do that on this page, I think. So let's move over to pencils. So, okay, I feel like I need to give a disclaimer here. Because the thing is, I don't normally buy things like this. And I still to this day, do not know why I bought these. But I did. So we're just going to give them a go. They're charcoal, tinted charcoal. So I've got burnt orange, forest pine, white, bilberry, and glowing embers. They're Doan tinted charcoal. Now I've never used tinted charcoal before. Oh, just the feel of that. Just the feel of that scratch on the page. Oh, I don't like that. I don't like that at all. It's got a nice texture though. Oh, okay. I'm one of those people who are freaked out by that sound. Oh, it's not the sound. It like vibrates through your hand. I can feel the scratchiness of the paper. I don't like it. Let's see if they mix with water. Do you see why now I'm so confused as to why I got these? Okay, they kind of mix with water. I wouldn't say that's their primary objective, is to mix with water. But in a pinch, they do. You know, I think maybe I was thinking, hey, April, you know what you should do? Be a real artist. This is nice though, mixing it with the wet paint there that's already there. That's quite cool actually. Maybe that could be a thing. Mixing it with paint. Okay, let's try it. Let's put this white down. You can't see that because it's like basically invisible, but it's there, trust me. We'll get the brown again because it's actually my favourite of the three colours I think that I got. We'll mix it instead of with water with a little bit of paint. I honestly don't know if this is going to do anything. That seemingly did nothing. Okay, actually, you know what? I do like mixing it like this, smudging it. That's cool. I can see that being like that's a horizon and then you just want to kind of smooth it out maybe? I don't know. I haven't really been very good with these, have I? Look, it looks purple, but it's not, it's brown. Maybe this is why I bought some of that grey paper, was to test out the charcoal and the grey in the black paper. Okay, I like this texture here. I think it's cool. I like how it mixed in with this paint. I don't like the sound of it, and I don't like the feel of it through my fingers. But trying new things is always fun and challenging sometimes. So I'm not gonna like not use those. I'll definitely use them. I'll use them now, like in the sketchbook, in this very video, but okay. The next thing I got was these Conte Paris, which I think are very similar. They don't feel as charcoaly to me, but I think they're kind of like a charcoaly pencil. Yeah, they are. Okay. So this one here is sepia. I really liked the colors and how chunky the pencil was. No idea why I got charcoal again. Would you call this charcoal? I feel like it's got a different name. That color is sanguine. Ooh la la. Then we've got our sanguine medicis. Very earthy colors. Last we have the Pierre Noir, which I think is just black. Oh, that's got a different texture than the other ones. That feels a little bit oily. Huh, that's weird. Maybe it's got like a residue on it or something. And then we have a white here. Mix it in. This is a very different color palette than I normally would use. And I have no idea how to use these pencils. I don't know if you can tell. I don't know if I'm giving it away, but I have no experience with these. Alright, let's just mix it with water and see what happens. Okay. Yeah, something's happening for sure. Oh, I like that. Going through the water is really nice. It feels really nice going through the water. Just like a mermaid. Still not sure 100% about the texture. Let's see what this is like in the water. That's also nice. Okay, you know what? I think maybe we'll use these on top of wet media. I think that's the way to do it. Let's just, we'll keep these aside actually, and we'll use them with the next thing. So these guys were handmade watercolors, handmade pigments. I found them in Reged, which is a little gallery that we went to. We've actually been twice, well, we've been a bunch of times, but we went to the same exhibit twice in a month because we went there once by ourselves and once with a friend. And the first time I got these guys, the Florence Printmakers pigments. So they look like this. It's like a little half dome. Well, wait, or is it a full dome? It's a half circle. And it just goes in this little lip balm. But I wouldn't put that on your lips. And I also got this haze tin, which are pastels. I'm not a huge soft pastel fan, but I figured since I was there, I would just get the whole bunch, like everything. So the thing that I really like about it is these are local to the area and they're named after things from like the area. So Honester Watercolour is the name, like Honester Pass. And then there's Florence Orange, which I'm not sure where that's from. St. Bees Yellow. So St. Bees is kind of like the coastal area up north to the west. Then there's Kirby Grey. And Kirby, I know that it's in Kendall where I live, there's a Kirby Kendall. So that might be something to do with the area near me. And then there's Egremont Red. And Egremont also is very familiar, but I mean, I'm not local to the area, so I'm not like super familiar with where all these places are. I just thought it was really cool that it was a local, kind of like a local paint art maker people. And they're handmade. And I thought they looked really pretty in their little tins. So I'm going to try them all out. And I thought since we're trying these out, because these are very earthy colours, maybe we could also run these through and see what they're like. So I might go change my water. No, it's fine. I'll keep it dirty. But let's go with the lightest colour first. So Honester Watercolour. And I haven't really used handmade pigments before, so I'm not really sure what to expect. But that's why I love testing out new materials. Whoa, okay, it's almost like painting with the earth. All right, I'm getting you super close in, and it's almost like gritty, which makes sense because it is made from natural materials found, I believe, found in the area as well. So Honester watercolor could even come from like the Honester mines. So it is a lot different than I would normally use. It's very muted, and the whole like natural pigment stuff, I haven't really got a lot of natural art materials. I have a couple of inks and things, but I don't know, maybe they're just a little bit frustrating to use. Like for me, I feel like I just want more pigment than what's coming out. I think you could probably get some amazing effects with these though. Let's just see what these were like going through. Oh God, I just dipped the whole pencil into the water. Because I guess charcoal is from the earth too, right? So, well, once that charcoal is down, it does not want to move. Let's try the red next. I feel like this will be more pigmented. This one is red egremont. Ooh, look at me knowing things, guessing things. Yeah, that's lovely. Look how red that is. That's basically autumn in a pot there, isn't it? That's a beautiful colour. Right, so next we're going to try St. Bees yellow. I wonder if it's called St. Bees yellow because St. Bees is like honey and yellow is honey, or if it's from the St. Bees area. This one's a little bit more difficult to pick up on the brush. Maybe you have to soak them. Maybe you have to soak them a little bit. That makes sense. If anyone has any experience with natural pigments like this, let me know if I should be soaking it for a while or if I should be adding more water, or like how I should be using them, because right now I feel like there must be a more efficient way to use them, but I'm just a noob. I think these colours are lovely if you're looking for something supernatural though. Oh, supernatural. No, not supernatural. Supernatural. Very natural. There we go. And this is gonna be such a colour combo. Look at that. It's like these colours were made to be. I don't know about that white though. It doesn't really seem to do much. Cool. Let's do the last little bit on this page with these pastels. So they have the same colours, Kirby Grey, Egremont Pink and St. Bees Yellow, but they're in pastel form instead of watercolour form. So, whoa, that's really pigmented. I thought that would be a lot paler. Right, so this one is the St. Bees Yellow, and this is on its own. It mixes with the, I'm just smushing it into the water there. I accidentally had a few water drops. I don't know if soft pastel naturally wants to be mixed with water, but I think you can mix it with water. I've seen people do it and I've accidentally done it myself, so. See, it says yellow. It's a very muted yellow. Then this one is the Kirby Grey. Very messy. Look how beautiful that is. So just in comparison, this is the watercolour and then this is the pastel. So you can definitely see the colour there. It's the same colour. That's cool. I like these. I don't know when I would use them. I'm so bad with things. Like I get things and I really like them, but then I get really comfortable in my own kind of process sometimes. Or I get like materials that I really love and that I go back to again and again, and I don't get out of my comfort zone. This is nice. I think this there is the pastel and that's the paint. Yeah, lovely, beautiful trio though. Like this pink, this grey and this yellow. And then you can probably Get the old charcoal in there and kind of smush them together, mix them together, right? That's so cool. Look at that. Okay, I think I've actually found it. So what I do is I just pretend it's a soft pastel in pencil form and I use it like that. I think that's the trick to these guys. This white though, I don't quite know what to do with that white. I don't like it. What other colours did I have? Maybe one from over here. Mixing with the yellow over here. Got a bigger clean finger. Oh, this one was clean, I think. Yeah, I think this would be really cool as a background maybe. And then you could go over the top with pencil. Like a misty day or something. That would be really nice. So, look at this page. How chaotic. Look how chaotic these two pages are. I've heard that you should never blow your pastel dust, but I do all the time. Alright, so next up I have some paints, these guys, and some markers and things. So let's start with the markers. So this is a Karen pen, Karen Pigment Deco Brush. That actually was a gift to me from Artie. She let me, I stayed at her house when I was in London, and she let me go through all of her Karen Deco brushes to swatch them all out to see which ones I wanted. And I was like, Artie, it turns out you have 2 lilacs. And she gave it to me. So after that, I looked for more doubles, but unfortunately she hadn't doubled up again. So that was a little freebie present. Thanks, Artie. And then we got some Molotow's, and then one little Liquitex here. I think I got most of these in Casa. I have no idea where this Liquitex is from. It looks almost like it's not new. Like I don't know why I have it. And I almost feel like this is another freebie from someone. Dare I say it's from Artie again? I feel like when Artie was up, maybe she had an extra, or maybe it was from Mandy. I feel like someone gave this to me. I have no recollection of buying it. It's Raw Umber Liquitex. And I do love paint pens a lot. You guys know I love paint pens. I don't normally use these little paint pens. I use the big chunky ones. But the problem with the chunky ones is they don't fit in a pencil case very well when you want to go out for plein air sketching. 3 chunky pens take up an entire pencil case. Okay, this here is the Molotov acrylic. The name is on the label, which I always forget. Lilac Pastel, which is just a beautiful colour. So these paint pens are really nice. I like to use them as a background normally when I use the big ones. But I think when you're using the little ones, they'll be good. Maybe for smudging into things. And also going over the tops of things because they're quite opaque. I picked up another pink. I guess I'm going through my pink phase right now. This one is fuchsia. Fuchsia pink. That's nice. I got a very dark colour, which I don't normally get. This one is Fuchsia Green, which is kind of like a dark foresty green. Wow, that's nice when it's mixed with water. I wonder what this is like mixed together. That's really nice. Kind of mutes it. And of course I saved the best to last. I had to get myself a neon yellow. Neon yellow fluorescent. Oh yeah. That's so nice. My fingers are still dirty from the charcoal. I want to see what this is like mixed with the green. Okay, the green kind of overwhelms it a little bit. Let's put like way more yellow. And then that's nice. Okay, there we go. That's what I wanted to see. Kind of like a neon green mix. And I also wouldn't mind seeing what it's like mixed with the fuchsia. kind of cool. I do think it's nice just on its own though. I wonder how these Karen Deco brushes mix. That's really cool. I like that. I don't know if that's a technique I would use, but it's fun just to try, I guess. I mean, look at this. This yellow is nice over the top of anything. I also got some other pens. These guys I've never tried before. I got them in my Jacksons. I think I got them in Jacksons when I did a little replacement for my pencils, and I brought a few little treats myself. So it's a Fibrello brush by Caran d'Ache. I haven't used them before. They kind of just took my fancy. I think there's a brush on one side. Oh, look how tiny the nib is. It's so baby. It's so cute. All right, so, whoa, that's bright. I think these are watercolor, water soluble. They are. That's nice. And then on the other side, do they have another nib? Or is that just a... No, that's just the end of it. That's just a tease, that is. You know how sometimes they have dual nibs? No, not that one. Okay, this colour, gorgeous. Love it. It is the 081. Wow, beautifully named. Beautifully named 081. They probably do have names. I might be able to find them. Oh, look at that. That's gorgeous. My word. Beautiful. So I'm using the Etcher sketchbook. I don't know if it's the best for... It is really good for like wet media, but I don't know how good it is compared to other papers, because this here, I draw it on, and then by the time I go over here, get my paintbrush, it's kind of almost set into the page. Okay, this color here is 033. So I'm just to see how they're like drawing into each other. This one's very dry. It's like there's no pigment in it. 902, 10. This is a nice grey. Oh yeah, so maybe I just maybe that was a fluke, the pink one that was so juicy, because this grey one also feels a little bit dry. After using the Ecoline brush pens, these guys here, the big fat ones with the nice big juicy nibs, and you can refill them with ink, so they're always juicy. I don't know if I can go to something like this, because this just feels tiny. Like the nib feels so small, and it also feels a little bit like, how much ink is in here, you know, like how long would this last for? So this is a light grey. Oh, I did not expect that colour to pop out. Oh, okay, that is a nice colour. It's like a greeny grey. Caught me by surprise, that did. And then the last one is the delightfully named 065, which is a brown. I have to say my favourite is probably this pink, is amazing. But that green grey, that shocked me. That's definitely a runner-up. Yeah, I'm not sure about these. Jury's still out on them. I have to use them a bit more. I will say, first impressions, nice design, even if it's a little bit misleading. Nice colours, but feel a bit dry. The nib is way too small for someone who likes, I mean, for someone like me, you know, who's very like heavy-handed, who is not detail-oriented. I think it's a little bit too fiddly. And I'm also worried about how much ink is even in here for the price. Nice colours though, beautiful colours. Let's stay with the pens. I picked up these two, Fudunosake. One is in a blue pen and one is in a black pen, and it's not the colour of the ink, it's actually to do with the nib. Now I'm going to have to remember which is what and which is who, but one of these, the nib is really hard and the other, the nib is really soft, if I remember. So I'll try the black one first. It feels normal. Just a nice black pen. I have been feeling like doing a lot of just like very easy monotone drawings. What am I doing? What is this? I think it's a cat. Okay, this is the blue one. Okay, I feel like the blue one is the firmer pen. Honestly, I have no idea the difference between them. I think Artie told me when I was buying them. I feel like this blue pen is firm. And then the black pen is soft. Yeah, definitely. That's definitely what's happening here. I don't know if this is the best paper to use them on either. I feel like this paper will just soak up the ink. Just some little ink pens. I just kind of felt like doing some drawings with black, I guess. Can you feel the excitement in the air? Because we have left the two biggest things and my favourite things to last. Including this and this. What should we use first? What should we do first, guys? I'll let you pick. Alright, so thanks for voting and for choosing on what to use next. I have counted up all the votes and it looks like Graphitint XL blocks won. So if you chose Graphitint XL blocks to go first, congratulations. So these guys, I've had them in my sites for a while. I've actually had these and the Inktense blocks, which is basically a version like this. But I went for the Graphitint because they were on sale. And also, I think the colours are nicer. I think the colours would be more practical, like for me. I think you can use them pretty much how you normally would use a big fat crayon. So we're just going to test them out in a few different ways. So, the colours. What are the colours? Good question. I don't think they have the colours on them. Okay, this is Graphitint 01. Alright, oh, I'm so excited. First way to use it, smush it like a big fat crayon. It feels very much like a soft pastel, but like a harder version. A medium pastel, if you will. Okay, number 2, draw on the side. Number 3, we smush some down and then use it with water. I like that. Alright, number 4, we smush it through water. Oh yes. I like that a lot. And we could also smush it in with our fingers. And then number 4 or 7, I've lost count. We can actually just paint on it like this. I mean, I'm just making this up as I go. If you found more ways to use them, let me know. You could probably also like shave bits off. You could probably like rub some off into a little palette or a plate and use it like that. Gosh, this colour is beautiful. Look at this colour. I've been doing all these silly things, but I haven't even looked at the colour. It's gorgeous. It's like a green gold. Right, let's go with the blue. I have a feeling that tonight's going to be a good night, but also that these colours are going to go well together. Oh yeah. I feel like I really need to zoom in to show you this. Okay, I think you should be able to see all of the Graphitint goodness from there. So we'll just get one of this green gold down, which is number 1. This is number 2. It's just a blue. I think these are going to go so nicely together. And I'm going to try a little bit like this. Mix it mixy. And a little bit of this. Okay, I think I'm going to have a lot of fun with these. This is number 3, raw. Oh, they do have the names on. This is raw umber. The blue one was I mean, look, your guess is as good as mine. Dark. It says dark. And then the green gold one is olive green. So close enough. Right, dark umber. Here we go. It's fun because you can kind of fill up a really big area with this, I think, if you had a big area to fill. I've only got this little sketchbook, but I can imagine if you had a really big piece of paper or a big sketchbook, these would come in super handy. It's quite nice using them like a little palette as well. Is this how you would use them, do you think? I'm curious to see how other people would go about it. I definitely would do a lot of smudging with my fingers. Probably a lot of like this scrubbing. And also like drawing into the wet. That's what I really enjoy. Okay, this is number 4. It is burnt umber. So I'll put it next to raw umber and we'll see the difference. So burnt umber has a little bit more red in it, looks like. More purple in. Yeah, that's really nice. So I think these would dry a little bit shiny because they're graphite. And I know that kind of would annoy some people. It hasn't really annoyed me much, if I'm honest, in the past when I've been using the Graphitint pencils or graphite itself, but I know that that might be a problem for some people. This is port. So this is definitely going to be more red. Yeah, that's nice and red. Look at that. That's lovely. Oh, I wonder what that's like mixed with the green, but it's nice. That's nice. Pop in a little bit of blue. The thing I like about how fat these are is that you can't be precious with them. And you probably could be precious. You could probably be very delicate and like very, you know, but I'm not precious. My precious. I'm not precious. So I like a big chunky material like this. And the last one, unfortunately, we have to use it. It's purple. Ugh, I hate purple. This is aubergine. Also not a big fan of aubergine. Or eggplant, if you prefer that term. So this is the purple one. Not a fan of purple. Never liked it. Never will. But I can learn to use it with others. Like, I think it plays nicely with other colours. I can definitely see that you could come into some trouble here with muddiness. Like mixing all the colours together like this. Look at this texture though, isn't it lovely? Like when the page is wet, just to smush this through. Or to like use it on the side. Dare I dip it into my water? I dare. I do dare. Let's try number 3, burnt umber. Oh god. I just dropped the whole thing and it dissolves. Okay, now we're going to go for it. We're going to go for it. You ready? So the whole bottom has been soaked. Stamp it. Stamp it, bop it, drop it, dip it. Okay, that's kind of fun. Okay, I like that. That's fun. I didn't intend to do that, but I do like that. Drag it. If you can make a circle. No. Okay, you can't make a circle, but you can try. All right. I have no idea what that's going to be like to draw over or when it's dry. I've got some on my fingers. I'm sure that's another way you could do it actually. Dip your finger in, rub it on it, rub it on the page. Perfect. Well, we've used up 2 more pieces of paper of this very expensive sketchbook, which I didn't intend to do. But we were having fun, so that's all that matters, right? I'm going to let this dry and then we're going to come back for the last item, the paints. I just dried it, and before we moved on I wanted to show you guys what it looked like dry. So all of this is dried now pretty much. It's still, I think it still kind of comes off. You can't tell because my fingers are so dirty. But I wanted to show you just how it didn't dry glossy, which I thought it would. I thought it would be kind of shiny, but it's actually dulled quite a lot. I don't know if that's because it's this paper, like it absorbs quite a lot, or if maybe these graphitints aren't as shiny as I thought they would be. But I thought it was really interesting, so I thought I'd show you that. And on the cover of this box, they have this beautiful eye. Now I don't know if this eye is drawn with these graphitints. It could well be, but I just thought I gave a good example of all the different ways you could use it. Like here it's got the line, it's got splashes where I guess they mixed it with water. It's got like really lovely shading. So I thought that was kind of a cool example. A little bit better than my page, but like I said, we're gonna try and test these more and figure out how we like to use them. So that's not a problem. Anyway, let's move on to the last page. Alright, we've come to the last page of this video where we're going to look at these paints from Choose and Keepin. Last time I went to Choose and Keepin's I got some neo coloured paints and I loved them. They're very vibrant. This time I didn't have any plans to buy any, but I think I'm just going to make it a little tradition every time I go to Choose and Keepin, I'm going to buy a paint set until I have them all, because I go there maybe once every year, maybe once every 2 years whenever I'm in London, which is not very often. So, you know, it makes a trip down there worth it. So this time I got the blacks. I think they're the black 2 set. Doesn't say on here, but all the blacks I got were E3, E4, E5, E6, E7 and E8. And they're kind of like a dark tinted black, almost kind of like the graphitints, but a lot blacker. Now I don't normally buy black paint. I'm not really a dark painty kind of person, but I thought these would be amazing as backgrounds or really moody scenes, like if I was doing something even for Folktale Week, which I'm not doing this year because I just don't have time. But oh, that's annoying, isn't it? That's a design flaw. That's a design flaw. That's not my fault. Okay, this one here is reddish black. Oh, okay. I'm so excited already. Look at me. Alright, so you can do it really pale. And it's just kind of like this, you know, muted colour. Or you can get it super dark. So it's like really black. I mean, I wouldn't really call that black. It's definitely just a dark red. It's lovely though, isn't it? This one is yellowish black. I think this is actually was the colourful blacks. So these were more the tinted colours, where they did have the other blacks. I think they were called like black 1. And they were super, super black. They were basically blacks, but all blacks like the rugby team. New Zealand. It's late, guys. I'm kind of losing the plot a little bit. I'm gonna make it. I've only got a few more colours to go and I can go to bed. Let's see how these mix together. I really do like these paints from Choose and Keepin. They do feel really high quality. Very pigmented. And we're testing out this paintbrush for sure to see how much water it can take. So this is the greenish black. Look how they go into each other. That was an accident, but I'm happy about it. Okay, I like this greenish black so far. It's my favourite. Oh, okay. No, this is my new favourite. The bluish black is so nice. It was like a really deep Payne's grey or something. And then we got purplish black, which we probably will just pretend is not actually there. It's not a real colour. But this... Alright, hear me out. I think I like this. I like this. Damn it. I like a purple. Okay. I wouldn't really call that purple though, would you? See, I do everything to defend myself. It's not purple. It's definitely more on the blue side. Right, and last one, brownish black, which I think is also going to be really nice. I like all these colours actually. I think if I had to pick a least favourite, it would be the yellowish black, just because it's really not black, is it? Don't you think this would be an amazing background, and then like have it really super moody, all these colours kind of blending into each other, and then bringing in over the top of it like neon yellows and bright pinks and things? I think that'd be so cool. I'm just gonna get some of this water away. I'm gonna change my water out because look at how dirty it is, and then I'm gonna try and do some very gentle mixing on the side and see kind of what colours we can get. I'm gonna try and mix a few of these colours together, so I can be a little bit more chill than I was on the other side of the page. So we have a red. Let's mix it with the yellow to start with, which we kind of did on that side. I feel like it would be very difficult to get a light colour with this unless you mix it with white. I wouldn't mind trying to mix the yellow with the blue black. It just kind of makes a grey. Okay. Interesting. Actually, if I'm going to be honest, just mixing them all in like this is kind of fun. That purple though is the least purple I've ever seen, and I'm really enjoying it actually. It's a purple that isn't a purple, so it's like a friend of mine. It's not part of the art haul, but I'm really curious to see what these are like mixed in with white. So I'm just going to do a little bit of cheating and go off the art haul. I couldn't be bothered to find some paint, so I just got this acrylic ink, which I think will work fine. And also, I couldn't resist it, I got a neon yellow paint. Let's just see what this is like. Let's try the neon first to see if we can inject a bit of, like, I don't know, glow maybe. Okay, red, here we come. I'm going to do it like a little bit of water. I don't know what's going to happen. Is this just going to go dirty? Okay, it kind of just went dirty. Alright, that's fine. Let's mix it with the blue. I think blue might be nice. Straight in. That's cool. I like that. So you can still have a dark background, but then have maybe some light peeking through, or like a bit of magic. Because imagine if you mixed in bright pink with this red instead of yellow. Okay, let's go for the yellow black, and the yellow neon colour. I think I've used too much there. Oh yeah. Oh boy. Kind of makes this like a dirty neon. I kind of love it. I'm just going to break out another neon because I'm just super curious now. This is just an acrylic pen, so it won't work as well as paint probably, but I'm just really curious to see what it's like mixed in with the red. It makes a dirty neon red. Everything just kind of goes like a little bit dirty. Alright. I really love this neon yellow though, with that green. Lastly, let's give this acrylic ink a go. I don't know if this is going to work as well as paint. It may work better because it's more liquidy. Okay, let's go with blue. So, just to remind you, blue on its own. And blue with the white. It makes it grey. Woohoo! It just makes a very muted version of it, which I don't know why. I wasn't expecting anything different, but I just sound surprised. I actually really like that colour though. That's really nice. Let's try the yellow. I love how the ink mixes with it. It's really nice. Yeah, I really like these. Dare I say it, I think the neon yellow makes everything better. But I know I can't use neon yellow on everything. But I think it definitely would make a lovely background, or mixed in with other paints to either mute them or to kind of bring a contrast, maybe. So, what do you think of them? Do you like them? Are they a bit too kind of muted for you? It's the next morning, as you can tell by my voice. So here are the colours in the daylight. Hopefully they're a little bit clearer now. So we started with the pencils. My voice, I just woke up. We started with the pencils and the watercolour pencils here. Moved on to the charcoal, which actually has a really beautiful texture when it's dry. I'm just not sure how I'm going to use it. Like, I just need to figure out a way how to put it in to my kind of system, I guess. Then we moved on to kind of like the natural pigments. This is still the charcoal. These are like those big fat pencils up here. These ones. Contour Paris. Then the natural paints, which dried and they're quite gritty still, like you can lift them off the paper. I did fixative this page last night, but it might not be the best fixative I used. Moving on to the markers here with that lovely neon yellow. I really loved that. And last, we have the Graphitint XL blocks, which I do like. They did dry super dull, which really surprised me. And then, actually, this is last, isn't it? Saving the last for the best. The beautiful paints, which were from Choose and Keeping. These guys here, I think they were the black 2. And oh, don't they just dry beautifully? Look at the texture here. So nice. And I actually love when they're mixed in with the neon. I love how they're mixed in with the neon yellow here. They're so beautiful. So yeah, that was basically all of the art materials in my art haul. Apart from, I didn't get around to using this big old paintbrush, but I didn't really have paint to use it with. So I think I need to use that separately. And also, I didn't fill up these guys, but I think we'll do that on the part 2 of the art haul. So like I mentioned earlier in the video, I always find it the best way to figure out how to use new materials is just to use them and draw. So I think I'm going to have a couple of weeks between this part of the video where we swatched all the materials and had a look at them, and then the next part, which is basically where I want to try and use them more in my sketchbook, get to know them a bit better, and then maybe we can have like a second impressions, a little mini review of them after I've used them a little bit more. So I thought it would be fun if you guys could maybe like some of the materials that you'd like to see in combination, or the colours, or maybe like different ways that you think could be fun to use them, and I could test them out. So let me know, and I'm going to be working on this for a couple of weeks, and I'll pop back with part 2. And before we go, if you enjoyed this video, please consider subscribing. I think it would be so fun to get to 10,000 subscribers by the end of the year. I'm not sure if we can do it. We just hit 9,000. So yeah, if you enjoyed the video, I don't normally ask, but leave a comment, leave a like, and consider subscribing. That would be awesome. And that's all for me. I hope that you have a lovely rest of your week, and I will catch you on the next one. Thanks for watching. Bye.